Hello and welcome to my plant tour. I'm going to show you all of my different plants today. Well, not all of them. I have over 30 different plants and I'm going to show you all the ones that are in my art room. There's like 6 that aren't in here. And since this video, I've gotten quite a few new plants and some have died, like this really sad looking one that you're seeing right now. I tried to save it, but it was on its way out. But this is the first plant I'm going to show you. Her name is Jaden. She's like 2 or 3 years old now. I think 3 years old. She was one of the first plants I got when I moved into my house, and she's a jade plant, and she is a great grandmother, probably great grandmother. She has so many babies, so you're going to see a lot of her babies throughout this video, but I love Jaden. She's so sturdy and hardy, and like I can forget about her and she'll be fine. Next to Jaden, I have an Alana baby. This is a baby of one of my ones called Alana. And I think these are so pretty. They're purple and green. And I have a few of these dotted around the room, but they're one of my favorite plants. But I feel like they need a little bit more water than I give them sometimes because I end up getting a lot of like dried leaves, especially at the start of them, but they always keep growing. So I figure I'm doing okay. This is another Jaden baby. This is the first Jaden baby that you're going to see. It's planted in this yellow pot. I don't remember where I got the pot from, but I think it's a cute little jade plant. Like I said, I have a bunch of these. They just kind of thrive. Like I can stick them in dirt and they'll just survive. It's pretty crazy. I also have a lot of pothoses. This pothos, my roommate Julie left here. It was originally in a different pot, but that pot smashed thanks to a cat, and now it's in a plastic unsmashable pot. But this is one of the few pothos that I have that are in dirt. I have a few in dirt and a lot in water, but this is definitely one of the biggest pothos I have, and it's moved now. It lives in a different location. Also with the pothos, this is a small little baby pothos that Julie also left, and it has gotten quite long since she moved out, and I think it's so cute. I love this little one. Like, I love the leaves on it. They're such a pretty dark green, and it's doing really well. It seems really happy just hanging out there in its little pink pot. So I don't have a name for this one. A lot of the pothoses don't have names. I actually don't think any of the pothoses have names, so I should probably name them. This is Tom Nook. He's in a really cool planter. It's a roller skate, and I got it from Target, and I love it. Tom Nook used to have another sister, Isabel, but Isabel just died one day. I don't know what happened to her, but she just like shriveled up and died. And I was like, I swear I was watering you. Tom Nook is in here. He's got a couple leaves that need to be trimmed off. I think I might have trimmed them off by now because this was filmed a few months back. But overall, he's pretty happy in his little roller skate. So yeah, that's Tom Nook. I think he's a cute one. He's a type of snake plant, I think. Then over here, I have 3 different types of succulents. I don't know what they're called, but the one in the center is in actually like a cup that I got from Budapest that ended up breaking. And that thing has come back from the dead so many times. It's unbelievable. Over on the left here, I have a succulent, which I'm actually really proud of this succulent because at one point it got this like disease or something, and I Googled it and I figured out that you could fix it with rubbing alcohol, and I did it and it survived. So yes. Then there's another Jaden baby over here, and then a succulent that I accidentally overwatered between filming this video and now. So it's only got like 4 leaves left and I have to try to save it, and I'm really sad. This is Alana. This is the original Alana. This was also left by my roommate, Julie, and she sits up here on top of this shelf. She was all dangling down, but I had to kind of spread her out a little bit more so the cats didn't keep chewing on her. But she's really big and she has all of these tendrils. I just repotted her recently because she wasn't looking too happy, but she seems a lot happier since she's been repotted and since I've put her things up where the cats can't get her. And she sits up above Medusa, who is this giant snake plant. This is also one of the oldest plants that I have in here. This is also like 3 years old, and she just keeps growing and growing and growing and growing and growing. And she's going to be taller than my window soon. I need to go and get some more like sticks or stakes or something to help hold her up because it's just not cutting it right now. The little stake that I have, she's well outgrown it, but I love Medusa. Up here on this hanging shelf, I have 3 plants. One of them is dead now. It was just me trying to see if I could root a pothos in dirt, and the other 2 have moved, but they, when I filmed them, lived on this little shelf. I moved them because the air conditioning unit is behind it and I don't want to hurt the plants. But this plant is a snake plant, and it was all twisted when I got it, but some things grew out of the twist, so I'm like, should I try to retwist it? I don't know. This plant also doesn't have a name, and I think I named it when I first got it, but I totally forgot what the name is. So if you have any name suggestions for this twisty snake plant, I would love to hear them. Comment them below. This is a baby from my aloe plant. My aloe plant is called Aloetonio. You'll see him later, but he had a bunch of babies when I first got him, so I planted a couple of them and that one survived. And then up here we have Pothos Land, Land of the Pothos, which lives on top of a tall bookcase that I have. And that bookcase has 2 water pothos and a land pothos on it, and then another water pothos down here, and then another water pothos over here. I just keep making babies and putting them in cute pots that I find. I'm literally addicted. And this is the other child of Aloetonio 2 or 3. I haven't named them separately. This guy does have a name. His name is Blizzard, and his name is Blizzard because he's a snake plant that I bought at Lowe's in a blizzard. We went there for an important reason, don't remember what it was, and I also came home with a plant because I cannot be stopped. This plant is also a really old plant right from the start of the house. It's like 3 years old. We bought it on clearance for $17, and it somehow survived, kept growing, thriving. Got knocked down out of its planter about 3 or 4 times and smashed by the cats. The cats, when Macho was little, he peed in it and we had to flush it out and put it outside. And through all of it, it has survived. So this plant is a survivor. Like, maybe I'll call her Destiny because, like, I'm a survivor, I'm not gonna give up. You know, I feel like Destiny would be a really appropriate name for her. So I think we're going to name her Destiny like right now. And then this is Aloetonio next to a sad looking Alana baby that is still alive and sort of doing okay. But Aloetonio is named after Antonio from Encanto because he's like my favorite character. And he's a little overwatered right now, but he's doing okay still. And then over here we have my desk plants, yet another water pothos. This one's a little baby that I'm growing. And then over here is Frenchie. Frenchie is my most high maintenance plant and also my most beloved plant. This is actually Frenchie 2 because Frenchie 1 had a Miracle-Gro incident. And then over here we have another water pothos, but I love, love, love the like pot jar container that this is in. I think it's so pretty. So this one sits on my desk as well. So Frenchie is a Fittonia and she's really high maintenance because she needs a lot of water, but you also have to spray her leaves with water because she absorbs water through her leaves. So she's a real pain in the butt. And if you don't give her enough water, she gets really dramatic and like droops and is like, oh, I'm dying. But then it's fine. She's fine. You water and she's fine. But the pothos next to her is sturdy and not dramatic and even has paint on it. And look at that. It's fine. But that's what happens when you're a plant in an art studio. You get paint on you. This is a Jaden baby or great grandbaby, I'm not sure, but she sits in a little pot and she sits on my desk and she grows real nice and straight because of the lamp right above her. And then this right here is a new snake plant I bought. It's the similar kind to like Tom Nook, but it's in Isabel's old container, so I mean, it's kind of sad, but. And this is my Monstera, who is kind of a pain in the butt. It's not perfect. There's a couple like leaves that are kind of sad, but overall, she's pretty happy. And I love my Monstera. It's like one of my pride and joys. I love looking at it, and it sits on top of the bookshelf so the cats don't get to it. And those are pretty much all of the plants that are in my art room. Like I said, I have a couple more since then, and some of these have died, so I cut them out, the ones that have died. But I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you enjoy getting to see all of the plants in my art room. And if you have any name suggestions, then definitely drop them down below, especially for the twisty snake plant. And definitely subscribe if you'd like to see more content. And that's it. Bye!